The Super Bowl is coming up, and many people are starting to talk about the concussion issue within the NFL. As you guys know, this is a long-standing issue with some of the players, some of the retired players that have suffered from depression. Some have committed suicide because of some of the mental issues they've had as a result of concussions they suffered from the past. Well, NBC News and the Wall Street Journal did a poll to see how Americans feel about the concussion issue and whether or not they would allow their own children to play professional football. And here's what they found. 40% of Americans would rather have their children play a sport other than football due to concussion concerns. However, 57% said that they would be fine with their child playing organized football.
Right. But 40% is a big number.
It really
so
is, yeah.
It's not, that's it, I don't want them playing football under any circumstance. But to say, hey, I'm going to direct them towards another sport, well, that'll make all the difference. I mean, if you direct them toward another sport, they're likely to play another sport, right? So 40% of the country, and NFL is clearly the biggest sport we have right now, football, etc. For 40% of the country saying, I would rather not have my kids playing that sport, that's got to do some damage, man. Yeah. I think that's a big deal.
I played and I got concussed a few times, and I was like, that's it. I started wearing a cup, and that never happened again. So
okay, all right. You didn't actually play, did you?
No.
Of course not.
You don't strike me as a football player.
No, football player. Can you imagine? I would when I was leaving high school, I went to a Catholic high school, and they had a really good football team, and so we'd be going home, and they would be out there practicing in the winter, like it's cold and it's dark, and they got all their shit out, and I'm like, I'm going home. What are you doing? That looked like the opposite of fun. I played basketball and other sports, ping pong. It's very stressful. But
your wrist okay?
I'm very good with the wrist. Very good with the wrist.
Can you get carpal tunnel from playing ping pong too aggressively?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Are you kidding? Yeah, I have to. I have a machine at home. I have to sleep with my arm up. It's a big deal.
Okay. Well, the survey was interesting for another reason as well. The pollsters found that income level played a significant role in how you felt about your own children playing football. So those with the highest incomes were more likely to be opposed to playing football than those who had the lowest incomes. And part of the reason why that was the case is because those with higher incomes tended to be more educated about the issue than those who came from a lower socioeconomic
So another way to say that is poor people are dumb. Is that what you're saying, Anna?
That's what the poll is saying.
That's another way to say that.
No, that's not what it's saying.
No. By the way, there is that distinction, and oftentimes it comes up in a lot of issues. But seriously, there's a huge difference between dumb and ignorant.
Yes.
Right? So if you don't happen to know that concussions happen all the time in football and the effects they have later in life, well, you're not dumb. You just didn't know that, right? And so that's the situation, right? So I don't think it's fair to say, because I guess it gets under my skin because a lot of times people say Americans are dumb, right? No, but they just don't know a lot of things, partly because the mainstream media didn't tell them.
Right.
Now, in this case, the media has been doing a pretty good job of pointing out there's concussions. Now, ESPN had to bury a documentary they were going to do about that because of the NFL, so that's part of how they bury stuff. But overall, a lot of people have heard about this issue, and that's why the 40% number is so large.
It is large, and also I think that the news coverage has had an impact on what parents are doing with their children, because from 2010 to 2012, America's biggest youth football program saw a 9.5% decrease in its participation.
So it's not just theoretical.
Yeah.
The change has already begun, right? And look, I played football in high school. I did, and so I was one of those schmucks that Jimmy referred to that was out there in the winter and freezing our ass off and stuff. But I loved it.
That's amazing.
It's in my bones. Like it was the next best thing I could do to going to war and ripping somebody's head off. Really? Right? And so, I remember on Halloween night, somebody smashed their helmet into my hand, and I still have the scar. Did you see that? Right across there, right? You. And it started bleeding all over my hand, and I thought that was so fucking awesome. Ha! And I was like, I remember that night, it was cold, and there's blood running down my hand.
That sounds great. Anyway.
Now why didn't you be?
I'm like, yeah, I'm alive. Now it's let me smash into you with my
Jimmy,
helmet.
you should punch him in the face and see how he feels. Will you feel alive?
But but I've talked about that before. When I used to get into fights when I was younger, and somebody punched me in the face, and I got a little blood in my mouth, I liked it.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, you're freaking me out right now.
Why didn't you go into boxing or MMA or something like that?
What am I, crazy?
Yeah. Yes.
No, bounds the reason. I'm not. First of all, I'm not fast enough.
Oh, okay.
Second of all, I don't want somebody constantly punching me in the head like 24/7, right?
Okay.
And I played defense. I hit them. They didn't hit me. I'm not Phil Griffin.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, just one final stat that I found really interesting. 85% of NFL players said that they would play in the Super Bowl with a concussion.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the reason why they say that is because one person said, hey, you know what? We're entertainers, we're athletes, this is what we do, and I'm going to do it regardless of how I'm feeling or what injuries I'm suffering from, which is incredible and also insane.
Well, there's a famous story of Ronnie Lott who broke his pinky, and he asked that it be cut off in the middle of the game. Now they didn't. It turns out a lot of people think that it got cut off in the middle of the game. No, they cut it off after the game so he could continue to play in the playoffs.
Oh my gosh.
And not the whole pinky, the top of the pinky.
Okay.
Okay. So the idea that they go back in with a concussion, no big deal, right?
Wow.
But in reality, of course, it is a big deal, and so that has even worse consequences later in your life.
Yes.
You know, whether it's depression, the suicide that
Yes.
it leads to, etc.